Give me your best spine-chilling real-life ghost story. I have seen enough things that I no longer get scared, but I will share 3 things. The most recent was within the last 5-12 months. A friend of 20-plus years passed away last September. He was a heavy smoker and collected magazines. A few weeks after he moved on, my home would smell like wet cigarette butts in an ashtray and boxed books. This went on for about a week, and I wasn't the only one who could smell it. I drove to visit my grandmother, whose house is notoriously haunted. Everyone has seen or heard something after my mother passed away. As my grandmother and I were talking in the living room, I saw this thing, which I dismissed as eye fatigue from driving several hours, floating down a hallway towards the living room. It was transparent as a jellyfish and was the size of a standard can of paint. I watched it slowly move towards us and ignored it until it started darting in and out of the entryway into the kitchen. At that point, I got up, briskly, and walked outside, leaving my grandmother in mid-sentence. She followed me outside, and I told her what happened. She said there was nothing in the house that could hurt me, to which I said, "But it can make a person hurt themselves." Yes, I have a mouth on me. We eventually went back inside, but I sat in a different chair so that I couldn't look down the hallway. A year before that, my daughter, who was a little over 2 years old, and I went to visit. As we were leaving, I asked if she had a nice time, and she said, yes, but who was the other lady? I tried getting a description from her, but she could tell in my voice something was wrong and told me that she didn't want to talk about it. I tried again, and she said, I said, "I don't want to talk about it." We drove in silence until she fell asleep in her car seat. I called my grandmother after we had gotten home, and we talked about it for a while. Okay, a 4th thing. A relative passed away last year, and I stayed 3 days at the house, slept in the living room. The first night, something kept pulling on the bedding. This went on for a while and stopped once I ignored it.